Good evening, everyone. Who's with us? Hello, Frank. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello.
Hello, Ava and Anthony. Hello, Brian and Glenda. Who else with us? See Lance with us. Hello, Lance. Good evening, everyone. How are you all?
Oh, Baruch Hashem. Oh, good.
Good. I'm speaking to you from Eretz HaKodesh.
Amazing.
As you can see, it's not my usual study. It's my father's place. So I'm in Eretz Israel. We're going to do, obviously, Parashat Tavo. This Shabbos, we're going to read Parashat Tavo, Be'ezrat Hashem. And we try to bring a different insight for us to see what we can learn, Be'ezrat Hashem, from the Parsha this coming Shabbos. Be'ezrat Hashem, let's see what we can learn from the Parsha. Jeffrey, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you, Rob.
You're always ready, huh?
Good. Oh, not always.
Always ready. Okay, let me start organizing everything just to give another few minutes for more guys to come, because usually Dr. Les give us the update, but unfortunately tonight Dr. Les is very busy. He sent me a message to say that he cannot give the update about what's happening in Eretz HaKodesh. But I don't have to tell you. You all know that how sophisticated the Israeli intelligence, and we saw what they're doing with the pager, what they're doing with the radios. And I think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu in our side, Baruch Hashem, and that will help us a lot to prevent a lot of people from getting harmed. And Baruch Hashem. So, Rabotai, we already a minute after. I would like to start the show. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach, ve'Hashem alenu berachamav yarviach. We daven that HaKadosh Baruch Hu obviously will send refuah shlema to all of those that need refuah shlema. Be'ezrat Hashem, those that injured, those that need refuah shlema, all the Jewish people all over the world. Okay, and also I would like to dedicate the show in the soul of Shmuel ben Dudu and Esther Kaden bat Farha, Mordechai ben Rahma, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember everything off by heart. I have it written. Please God that the Kadosh Baruch Hu will lift their soul in heaven. Let's start Parashat Tavo. Vehaya. Hello, Marky. How are you? Good. Vehaya Tavo el haaretz asher Adonai Elohecha noten lecha nahala. V'yirashta v'yashavta ba. Bechavod, Jeffrey.
It will be when you enter the land that Hashem, your God, gives you as an inheritance, and you possess it and dwell in it. And what?
It's very interesting. Look how the pasuk start. The pasuk start vehaya. We know that there is a midrash Rabbi that tell us vehaya, as Hazal tell us in midrash Rabbi in Sefer Bereshit, chapter 42, verse 3, and vehaya ela leshon simcha. That means vehaya referring to joy and happiness. And the Mefarshim say, what it means vehaya? It's a loss. It's a joy and happiness. Where do we see joy and happiness? Because now, after 40 years that the children of Israel was in a wilderness, just a quick history, they're gonna have to go to war. They have to conquer the land. So what joy and happiness there is? So I'm gonna bring two different commentaries. The first commentary is the commentary of Rabbi Haim ben Attar. Rabbi Haim ben Attar, born in the city of Sali in Morocco 328 years ago. And in his commentary, Rabbi Haim ben Attar wrote, in his commentary on the Torah, or Haim HaKadosh, he said that you have to understand, although that the children of Israel was for 40 years in the wilderness, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu provide them with everything. manna, water, the cloud of glory. They was short of nothing. A leader like Moshe, they received the Torah, that they was lacking absolutely nothing. And those so was not a full happiness. When is the full happiness come? Say the Orahaim HaKadosh like this. When a person go to a journey, when is he become happy? When he reached his destination. He said the same here. The children of Israel knew that the 40 years in the wilderness, it's just like a connection, let's call it, a connection flight for them. Until they're not going to arrive in Eretz Israel, it's not going to be the full joy. Say the Orahaim HaKadosh, you know what's going to make it full joy, full happiness? Only when the children of Israel going to conquer the land of Israel, when they're going to come to the heritage land. And that's what it means, Vehaya. There's another interpretation, what it means, Vehaya, joy and happiness. I'm going to bring the Abir Yaakov. Abir Yaakov is a book that's been written by Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira. Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira, born in the city of Tiflat in Morocco 220 years ago. And he says something very interesting. And he said that Hazal tell us in Midrash Kohelet, in Kohelet Rabbah, that if a person have 100, he want 200. When he have 200, he want 400. He said when he have 400, then he want 800. He said that how can you tell me that when you come to the land of Eretz Israel, you're going to be happy? והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ. Explain like this. He said that the Torah actually tried to teach us. If you want to be happy, if you want to joy, if you want to enjoy everything in your life, there's only one thing. What is it going to be? Say, Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira, that when a person knows that whatever happening with him, whatever happened to him, it's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu done it to him, it's only for the best. Then he's going to be happy. He said, but when the person doesn't understand that, he can never be happy. He said that it's what it's come to him, to the children of Israel, and it said, והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה. That you know when you're going to be happy? When you realize that although all the difficulty, all the chores that you have, it's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And no one can touch nothing that belongs to you. No one can harm you if HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't give permission. That's me. He says something very interesting. And for us to learn Musar from it, Rabotai, he said like this. He said, you know when you're going to be happy? That when you engrave, when you adopt the concept that everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whatever happening with me, whatever happened to me, those challenges that I have to face, those difficulties that I have to climb up, those downhill that I have to run down, those uphill that I have to climb up, it's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Once that you know all of that, say Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira, that will help you to be in happiness, in Eretz Israel, in the diaspora, not to be jealous of your fellow friend, that you know that nothing is from no one, everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that it means, והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ, that when you come to the land of Eretz Israel, when you're looking at Eretz Israel with all the difficulties, it's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then it says something very interesting. That you have to understand something. What it means, Nahala.
Okay. Hilton,
Once
will you get
again,
me some crunchies tomorrow and 5?
Okay. Okay. I muted it. Okay. What does it say? אשר נותן לך נחלה. אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה. What does it mean נחלה? נחלה is a heritage. נותן לך, it's given you. It's like a gift. So decide, is it a gift or is it a heritage? Because usually a gift is something that not belong to you. But a heritage is something that belongs to you. That's the question that's been asked by Rabbi Meir Baikeim. Rabbi Meir Baikeim, born in the city of Saloniki, born around 324 years ago, plus minus, in Greece. And in his book, Meorea Or, okay, he said something very important. He said that you have to understand that Eretz Israel been given to the Jewish people as a gift. Okay? Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Avraham Avinu that he's going to give it to him and to his descendants. He said that in Eretz Israel we had rabbinical, not rabbinical, Torah law, that in a Shemitah year, everything returning to the original owner. Okay? The land going to the returning owner. He said, but you have to understand, when it's come to Eretz Israel, Ador, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised to give it to the children of Israel, Eretz Israel, no one can take it from the Jewish people. As Chazal tell us in the Gemara, in Masechet Bechorot, 52, folio 2, Chazal explained there that Eretz Israel, Ador, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu given it as a gift to Avraham Avinu, that's a permanent gift. And it will never return to no other nation. He said, now you can understand what it means, noten lecha nachala. HaKadosh Baruch Hu giving you a gift and a heritage. Eretz Israel, it's only for the Jewish people. Eretz Israel, no one can actually have any prosperity on the land if the Jewish people are not there. Nachon, that if the Jewish people, has v'shalom, not follow the Torah and the mitzvot, HaKadosh Baruch Hu take us to exile, we have a bit of chorus, we have a bit of an uphill, but the land, not going to be given to anyone. The land belongs to us. Eretz HaKodesh belongs to the Jewish people. No one can take it. Let's continue, and we're going now to verse 2. And here it says something very interesting. Look what it says. ולקחת מראשית כל פרי האדמה, אשר תביא מארצך, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך, ושמת בתנה, והלכת אל המקום אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך, לשכן שמו שם.
You shall take of the first of every fruit of the ground that you bring in from your land, that Hashem your God gives you, and you shall put it in a basket, and go to the place that Hashem your God will choose to make his name rest there.
Okay, what is happening in this verse? In this verse, the Torah speak about the Bikurim. We have a mitzvah that's called Bikurim. Bikurim, you all know. Matter of fact, I don't even know how to say it in English. I don't know if there is an English word to Bikurim. What is the Bikurim? And we have to understand what's happening here. The Torah tells us that you have a mitzvah from the Torah. If you have a vineyard, if you have an orchard, if you have a field, the first thing that's coming from your vineyard, your orchard, your field, the first fruit you taken and you're giving it to who? To HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You take it and you give it to the Kohen in Bet HaMikdash. Here become the question. The Torah tells us, "Velakachta mereshit pri ha'adama," from the first fruit of the ground. I saw a beautiful question that's been asked by Maharam Habib. Maharam Habib, Moreno Arav Moshe ben Habib, he born in Saloniki, in Greece also. He born around 371 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And Maram Habib asked, wait, I don't understand, why is the Torah saying, Kol Pri Ha'adama, it should say, Kol Pri Ha'etz, most of the fruit from the 7 species, okay, that Eretz Israel been blessed by, most of them, it's Pri Ha'etz, for example, Tamar. Tamar is a date. After that, we have Rimon. Tamar, Rimon. Rimon is a pomegranate. Te'ena is a fig. Geffen is a grapes. Zait is olive. All the blessing on those fruit, what is it? Bore Pri Ha'etz. Say, Maram Habib, I don't understand. Why is the Torah say specifically Pri Ha'adama? Mikol Pri Ha'adama. Why doesn't it say from all the fruit of the tree? No, from all the fruit of the ground. But the blessing for them, we know is Bore Pri Ha'etz. Why? Very valid question. Listen, it's you can see the wisdom of Maram Habib. Not that Ahas B'Shalom can give him credit, but Maram Habib to ask a question like this, it has to be a lot of wisdom, a lot of seichel. Say Rabbeinu Moshe ben Habib, Rabbi Moshe ben Habib. He said like this. He said, first of all, to understand why the Torah say that, because every word in the Torah is basically been measured 100 times. It's specifically fit. Say Maram Habib. To understand that, you have to go to the Mishnah in Masechet Bekurim, Perek Aleph Mishnah Gimel. What it means? Chapter 1, Mishnah number 3. I don't remember the Mishnah off by heart. I need to look at it. I know the beginning, but after that, I don't. It says like this: Yored Adam betoch sadeu. That means a person go to his field. Veroe te'ena shebikra. He saw a fig, the first fig that grew on a tree. Eshkol shebiker, a bunch of grape of fruit. Rimon shebiker, that means the first pomegranate that grew on a tree. Koshro begemi, he tied with gemi is like elastic wire. I don't know what kind of elastic wire exactly the Mishnah speak, but you have to tie the first fruit that grown up on a tree, that will be a sign for you, okay? Hare ele bikurim, that those are bikurim. Why to tie it with, let's call it with a string, to know that which of all the fruit, because the first fruit you can see, but after a while more fruit and more fruit growing, so you're not gonna mislead that fruit, the first fruit that you have to get. So you tie it while it's unripe. Say Maram Habib like this. He say, you know what's the Hidush here? I'll tell you what's the Hidush. Why is the Torah say Pri Ha'adama mikol Pri Ha'adama? Because at the time that the person go to his orchard, the person go to his vineyard, the person go to his field, and he see the first grape, what is the condition of that grape? That fruit, or pomegranate, dates, figs, whatever is it, it's unripe. He say in that condition, you have to understand why the Torah tells us Pri Ha'adama. Maran Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo, that born in the city of Toledo 536 years ago. In Shulchan Aruch, Or Haim, Siman Rav is 202. In Sa'if Bet, he say something very interesting, and he paskin it la'alacha. Ha'ochel pri boser. What does it mean, pri boser? A person that eat unripe fruit. Mevarech alav bore pri Ha'adama. What is the bracha on it? Bore pri Ha'adama. He says, Maram Habib, you know why the Torah tell you mikol pri Ha'adama? Because at the moment that you tie the knot on that first fruit, what was the blessing on it? Because you can't say bore pri Ha'etz, bore pri Ha'adama. Why? Because it's unripe. Therefore, the Torah tells us mikol pri ha'adama, that the blessing on those fruits, and the first time that you have to tie the knots around them, the blessing is borei pri adam. And then it says, "Vehalachta el hamakom, asher yibhar Adonai Elohecha leshakem shemo sham." What does it mean, "Vehalachta el hamakom"? Hamakom. What is the hidush here? I saw a beautiful hidush that the Torah tells us that we have to take the bikurim to Bet HaMikdash, and we know that we have to give it to who? That's the makom that's in Bet HaMikdash, to give it to the Kohen. I know that I saw it written by Rabbi Haim Cohen. Rabbi Haim Cohen born in Aram Tzuba. Aram Tzuba is Syria of today. He born around 439 years ago, plus minus, in his book Torat Hacham. That's where he writes it. And he says something very interesting. He said like this. He says that from that it said, "Vehalachta el hamakom," hamakom, it's come to teach you that by that you walking to Bet HaMikdash, you get merit. And Chazal tell us in the Gemara in Masechet Sota 22, folio 2, in the Gemara in Masechet Baba Batra, those of you that doing Daf Yomi, it's in Gemara Masechet Baba Batra in page 107, that to teach you from here, that you get merit for walking, for every step that you do towards Bet HaMikdash. It said today when you walk to shul, to daven, to study, whatever the case is, every step you get merit from it. I saw in a book that it's called Maaseh Yechiel, and I have to share it with you. And he bring it in the name of Rabbi Aryeh Leib Lipshitz. Rabbi Aryeh Leib Lipshitz says something very extraordinary. He said when a person walks to shul, not only that he gets merit for every step that he do, and by the way, that's a good idea to park the car far, that the car park it far from the shul, that you have to do many more steps, so you get merit for it, you get mitzvah for it, every step. He said that every step that you walk into shul, a matter of fact, you're creating an angel. By that we walk into shul, we're creating angel. And that's the Hidush here. Let's go to verse 3. Wow, time. Okay, let's go to verse 3. And look what it said in verse 3. ובאת אל הכהן אשר יהיה בימים ההם. ואמרת אליו, הגדתי היום לאדוני אלוהיך, כי באתי אל הארץ אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותינו לתת לנו. בכבוד, ג'פרי.
Yes. You shall come to whoever will be the Kohen in those days, and you shall say to him, I declare today to Hashem your God that I have come to the land that Hashem swore to our forefathers to give us.
Yeah. Here the Torah tells us that when you're bringing the Bikurim to the Bet HaMikdash, you have to take it to the Kohen that was in that time, HaKohen. And the Mefarshim ask, that question actually been asked by Rabbi Mordechai Cohen. Rabbi Mordechai Cohen lived in Tzfat in the 16th century, was a student of Marana Bet Yosef, Rabbi Yosef Tavo. And he asked a question in his book, Siftei Kohen. It says, El HaKohen asher yeh bayamim hahem. El HaKohen, behei hidiah. Why is the Torah put a lot of emphasis on, and you should come to the Kohen? Why to the Kohen? What is it? That will be in those times. What is the Hidush? What is the Hidush here? I saw a beautiful commentary that he brought in his book, Siftei Kohen. And he said like this. He said in the time that Bet HaMikdash was exist, the mitzvah was to take the Bikurim to the Kohen in Bet HaMikdash. When you take the Bikurim, you give it to him. But today that we don't have Bet HaMikdash, he said will be a time that's not going to be a Bet Mikdash. And will be a leaders. And he said that the leaders going to be that in the level of the congregation. Every congregation, the rabbi, the leaders, the big boys that running that the congregation, they're going to be on the same level. He said, although that previously used to have a much greater rabbi, a much greater people. Here the Torah come to teach us El HaKohen. Although that maybe today the rabbi that they chose is not such a great rabbi, but you obligate to respect him and to honor him. Okay? The same like they used to respect the Kohen and Bet HaMikdash. They come to tell you that you learn from here something very important. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu put him in his position to teach us something very important. Chazal tell us in the Gemara in Masechet Baba Batra, in page Tzadik Aleph Amud Bet, that's me 91 folio 1. And he said like this, En lecha el HaKohen shebeyamecha. What does it mean? Ki afilu rosh gargeruta. What it means, rosh garguta, rosh garguta. The Mefarshim explain rosh garguta, it's the person that's in charge about who's going to draw the water from the well every day or every few hours. His position he received from who? From HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He said when HaKadosh Baruch Hu appointed a rabbi, and according to you, maybe you don't look at him like he's a great rabbi. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put him there, you obligate to respect. And that's what it says, V'bata el HaKohen, asher yeh bayamim ha'em, in those times. Why in those times? Because in every generation there is different rabbi. And you have to respect him because HaKadosh Baruch Hu honored him to be there. Let's go. I would like to go to verse 5. I know that I'm going slow today. And here we see something very interesting. Look at that verse. וענית ואמרת לפני אדוני אלוהיך, ארמי עובד אבי, וירד מצרימה, ויגור שם במתי מעט, ויהי שם לגוי גדול עצום ורב. Okay?
Yep. Then you shall call out and say before Hashem your God, an Aramean tried to destroy my forefather. He descended to Egypt and sojourned there, few in number, and there he became a nation, great, strong, and numerous.
Okay. On a pshat of the dvarim, the Torah teaches when you come to Bet HaMikdash, when you bring the bikurim, ve'anita ve'amarta, you obligated to say, in the front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Arami Oved Avi, ויביאנו אל המקום הזה, and etc. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought us to that place, okay? What it means to that place, that you should bring us to that place. Where's that place? Bet HaMikdash. ויתן לנו את הארץ, and you should give us the land. Wait a minute. You bring us to Bet HaMikdash, and then you give us the land? Doesn't make sense, said the Mefarshim. When a person comes to Bet HaMikdash to bring the bikurim, it said that he have to say, "Vayavienu el hamakom hazeh," that HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought us to that place. That place is Bet HaMikdash. Vayiten lanu et haaretz, and he given us the land, and we inherit the land of Eretz Israel. That's the land of Eretz Zavat Halav Udvash. Okay, that's this. You can find it in verse 9. Let's read verse 9. ויביאנו אל המקום, ויתן לנו את הארץ הזאת, ארץ זבת חלב ודבש. בכבוד, Jeffrey.
He brought us to this place, and he gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey.
That's what the person have to say when he brings the bikurim to Bet HaMikdash. Said the Zera Shimshon, you know, in the Torah, every word is exactly, every word is specifically, every word, even the chronicle order is very specific. But here we see that, as a matter of fact, it sounds like there is a mistake. He brought us there, to Bet HaMikdash, to the land of Eretz Israel, and then he given us the land of Eretz Israel. Said the Zerah Shem. As a matter of fact, it should say that first you get the land, and only then you build Bet HaMikdash. But in this case, it's exactly the opposite. How can it be? What is the Hidush here? How can it be? Said the Zerah Shimshon something extraordinary. He said that Chazal tell us, when I say Chazal, Yonatan ben Oziel. Who was Yonatan ben Oziel? Yonatan ben Oziel was the main student of Hillel HaZaken. And he wrote, and he wrote commentary on the Torah. And he says in Sefer Shmot, in Parashat Yitro, וישא אתכם על כנפי נשרים ואביא אתכם אליי. I will carry you on a wing of an eagle and I'll bring him to you. Say Yonatan ben Oziel, something extraordinary. He said that Bnei Israel on Pesach, after HaKadosh Baruch Hu passed over and he killed all the firstborn of the Egyptian, HaKadosh Baruch Hu make a miracle to the Jewish people. What's happened? HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked Moshe Rabbeinu to do Korban Pesach. Said Yonatan ben Oziel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took him, the children of Israel, to where? To Har HaMoriah. They done the Korban Pesach and then he returned back to Egypt. He said 40 years later, Bnei Israel entered the land of Eretz Israel, to the land. He said, from here you learn the miracle that happened to the Jewish people. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a miracle to the Jewish people. Before they enter Eretz Israel, they walk, to Eretz Israel. What has he done? He took them on a wing of an eagle, straight to Bet HaMikdash, to Har HaMoriah. They slaughtered Korban Pesach, where? In Bet HaMikdash. And Bet HaMikdash, then he took them back to Egypt. Why? Because there is another series of miracles that Bnei Israel have to go through. Another education for the Jewish people to go through. Said the Zerah Shimshon, now you can understand, Nachon, that the children of Israel enter 40 years later to the land of Israel. But before that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a miracle for them, and done the Korban Pesach where? In Har HaMoriah. What a beautiful Hidush. Now we have to understand, why is it so important that Eretz Israel going to be the chosen land? Why not any other land? And that's answer brought by the Mekubalim. And the Mekubalim explain that the reason that Bet HaMikdash where he is, because here on earth we have a place for it. But parallel to it, up in heaven, exactly parallel to it, if you look like this, that's the heaven and that's the earth, parallel to each other, there is Bet HaMikdash Alyon, the Bet HaMikdash that there is in heaven. I say, and he explained, the Mekubalim explained that Eretz Israel have spiritual guardians. If you look all the Mesa, or whatever happening, how much damage they can do. Our enemy doesn't stop shooting missile on Eretz Israel. Here and there we have casualty. But if we look what would happen in any other country, the result should be catastrophic. He said there is a guardian. And then when HaKadosh Baruch Hu see that his kids, his children, following his mitzvot, that guardians work 100%. Nothing can harm the Jewish people. Chas v'shalom, when we going left and right, we zigzag, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu also sometimes send us a message to wake us up. I heard that 2 years ago. I heard that from Rav Eliyahu Amar Shalita, And he said that he spoke to a jet fighter pilot. And he said to him, I don't know how to explain to you. And he spoke to many passenger pilots that flying Jumbo and all of that. And he explained there's something that we cannot explain. That when an airplane flying over the Israeli territory, even while they're in the sea, they didn't even enter the land of Eretz Israel, something miracle happened. That all the gauges in the airplane, for a split of a second, they all go left and then go into that position for a split of a second. They try to find out why is it happening. No one can explain. None of the pilots, none of the researchers can explain what's happening on that. He said that from here you can see there is like kind of a guardians that surround Eretz Israel, like a cloud of guardians that protect Eretz Israel. And if we do the mitzvot, then no harm can happen to us. And now we can understand what does it mean in verse 5, וענית ואמרת לפני השם אלוקיך, ארמי עובד אבי, וירד מצרימה, ויגור שם במתי מעט, ויהי שם לגוי עצום ורב. It's come to teach you that when you follow the mitzvot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you even have a spiritual guardians. Let's go to verse 19. And in verse 19, let me just turn the page here. Yeah, I'm here. That's the last word. ולתתך עליון על כל הגויים, אשר עשה לתהילה, ולשם ולתפארת, ולהיותך עם קדוש לאדוני אלוהיך כאשר דיבר. בכבוד.
And make you supreme over all the nations that he made, for praise, for renown, and for splendor, and so that you will be a holy people to Hashem your God, as he spoke.
In this verse, HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us that we are a superior nation. And if anyone want to see, tell them, Sefer Dvarim, Parashat Tavo, chapter 26, verse 19. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said in his holy Torah that he made us superior above all the other nations. But we have to understand what it means superior above all the other nations. So a beautiful commentary of Rabbi Haim Mashash. Rabbi Haim Mashash bought a book, Nishmat Haim, the soul of a person, a soul of the living. That's the right word. He said that, you know, when you can be a superior, you have to understand that first of all, you're superior above all the other nations. But you have to understand you're not only superior about those primitive, uncultured nations. You are superior above all the culture nation that there is in the world that claim that their culture. We saw the German, Mahshemam Bezikram, until the devil came out of the closet with the Nazis. It's come to tell you that you have to understand that wherever you are, in whatever level you are, you're still superior above all other nations. It's come to tell you that here Kadosh Baruch Hu tell us that you're not only superior above those primitive, uncultured countries that there is in the Amazon, far away in the jungle, or in the desert. No. You are superior to even those that advanced countries, that call them cultures and everything. Say Rabbi Haim Mashash, that here HaKadosh Baruch Hu boosts us. Tell us how good we are, how much better we are, especially when we follow the Torah and Mitzvah, how superior we are. In chapter 27, verse 11, it says something here very interesting, and I decided to bring it because I think that it's very crucial to our time. ויצב משה את העם ביום ההוא לאמור,
Moshe commanded the people on that day, saying,
Okay, let's take the acronym of the word Moshe. Okay, Mem, Et, Aleph, Ha'am, Hey, and then Bayom is Bet, Hahu is Hey. I saw a beautiful commentary that brought the Gaon Hida. Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azulai, born in Jerusalem, he born 300 years ago. He said if you take the acronym of those 5 words, Moshe, Et, Ha'am, Bayom, Hahu, the acronym will give you Me'ahava, with love. He said that here that the Torah tried to hint to us, the Torah hinting to the children of Israel, children hinting to the Jewish people, that if we love one each other, if we live in peace, in harmony one with each other, if we respect each other, all the blessings that HaKadosh Baruch Hu say to bless the Jewish people, they're all going to come on the Jewish people. They're going to, oh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to bless us with us. But also that Has v'Shalom, if there is a decree, but and we living with peace and harmony together, with love, none of those curses actually can happen to us. Come to tell you something very important. Hazan and Gemara in Masechet Yoma Tet Amud Bet 9 folio 2 tell us, and you all know that the main reason for the destruction of the second temple, because sinat hinam, baseless hatred. He said, when you want to rectify, you want things to work for you, how's it going to work? That when you love each other, that you have Ahavat Israel, Ahavat Hinam, you love one each other, you live with Ahavat Israel, baseless love, okay? You don't have to agree, again I say, but you have to respect each other. He said, the Gaon Hida, that here the Torah tells you, when you live in peace, in harmony, in unity together, love each other, then all the prosperity, all the blessing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised to bless us, that's what's going to happen to us. He's going to fulfill it. Not only that, He's also going to redeem us. That means that the redemption of the Jewish people depends unity, love, baseless love, Ahavat Hinam. That's the Hidushim. How important is it in our days? I'm trying to emphasize it almost on every shi'ur, the importance of Ahavat Israel, Ahavat Hinam. Be'ezrat Hashem. Let's go to chapter 28. And in chapter 28, verse, if I'm not mistaken, 13, yes, yeah, verse 13 here. It says something very interesting. The Torah tells us, "Umtancha Adonai לראש ולא לזנב, והיית רק למעלה ולא תהיה למטה. כי תשמע אל מצוות אדוני אלוהיך אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לשמור ולעשות."
Hashem shall place you as a head and not as a tail. You shall be only above, and you shall not be below. If you hearken to the commandments of Hashem your God, that I command you today, to observe and to perform.
Here the Torah tells us that if we observe and we perform the mitzvot, keep the mitzvot, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make us to head and not to the tail. כאן רבי עזריה מפיז'ו. רבי עזריה מפיז'ו born in Venice in Italy. He born around 445 years ago. Okay, 445 years ago. In his book Bina Le'itim, he says something very interesting. He said the Torah tells us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, that He's going to make us to head. If He's going to make us to head, obviously not to a tail. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to make us to a head, we're obviously going to be a head and not tail. So why the Torah said, "Untancha Hashem lerosh velo lezanav," that we should be to a head and not to a tail. If I'm a head, I can't be a tail. What is the Hidush here? Say Rabbi Azariah Mifijo a beautiful answer. He said like this: there is certain cases that the person is a head, but as a matter of fact, he's a head to people that they actually tell. What is it to me? He says sometimes a person is a head to some poor people. No, some poor people, almost average person can be a head. He said that the year the Kadosh Baruch Hu said that I'm going to give you as a head to the nation, to people what? To culture people, to smart people. He said that's what the person should strive. That to be a leader, to be a head amongst great people, and not to be a head of Has v'Shalom to uncultured people or some poor people. He said that the Hidush here, that the Kadosh Baruch Hu tell us it's not enough that I'm going to give you to become a head. You're not going to be a tail to who? To those smart people. The Hidush here that we should all the time try to strive to be ahead with people that they're tzaddikim, people that have wisdom, people that are smart. Not to be ahead to simple people that have no culture, people that have no level, what we call it. He said that the Hidush here that the Kadosh Baruch Hu tell you that it's not enough that I'm going to make you a head, but I'm not going to make you a tail. What does mean a tail? That you should be the leader of uncultured people. Say Rabbi Azariah Mipijo. Look at that beautiful brocha that Kadosh Baruch Hu bless us. That He wants us to be the head, but to be a head is not enough to be a head to uncultured people. We should be head to the tzaddikim. We should be head to people with a lot of wisdom. That's the chokhmah that you should be ahead. Let's continue and let's go to verse 47. And with that, I would like to end up tonight with something good, Be'ezrat Hashem, with a good message that we can learn from here. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we take it and we'll understand what the message here that the Torah tried to teach us, that will help us a lot. Let me just reach there, 47. Okay, I'm there. And let's look what the Torah tells us in chapter 28, verse 47. תחת אשר לא עבדת את אדוני אלוהיך בשמחה ובטוב לבב מרוב כל טוב.
Because you did not serve Hashem, your God, amid gladness and goodness of heart, when everything was abundant.
What's happening here? Here the Torah actually, I moved the camera. The Torah tells us that what's happening here? The Torah tells us that Has v'Shalom, when the Jewish people didn't serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with all the joy, with all the happiness that they had, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu took it from us. As long that we have it, we never appreciate it. When do you appreciate? When you don't have it. Say Hazar. But also a different commentary, a different interpretation to understand the pasuk. In the introduction to the book of Haredim, Sefer Haredim, that's been written by Rabbi Eliezer Askari. Rabbi Eliezer Askari, born in Tzfat, he born 493 years ago. In the introduction to his book that called Sefer Haredim, okay, he explained that he bringing in the name of Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Ashkenazi. He born in Jerusalem 490 years ago. He was, in his time, one of the greatest Kabbalistic rabbis. And he took the place of the Ramak, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero. He took his place in the Kabbalah in Tzfat. And he explained like this, that the Ari HaKadosh revealed to his close friend, who is his close friend, he doesn't say. But here he said, Gilal ish sodo, to a closer friend of his. He was embarrassed to say that he told him, okay, that he didn't want to mention his name. It's a closer friend that the Ari HaKadosh told him. And he said like this, Ari HaKadosh explained to him with all the wisdom, okay, that he received, all the mystical level that he reached. How did he reach it? He said that you can learn that from that verse, that you have to do mitzvot besimcha, that when a person do mitzvah besimcha, and every time that he do a mitzvah, he's doing it with joy and happiness, not like it's a burden. When you're going to put the tefillin, okay, when do we going to finish to put the tefillin? When is that situation going to end? It's come to tell you that when a person do mitzvot, when a person do mitzvah with joy, with happiness, and he's excited to do those mitzvot, okay, and he can't wait to do the mitzvot, he said that's where he received all of his spiritual level. And that's what the Torah tried to tell you, say Rabbi Eliezer Askari, what the Ari HaKadosh tried to teach us. Ari HaKadosh tried to teach us that because you didn't worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu with joy and happiness, because everything was too much of a burden for you, you lost everything. He come to tell you something very interesting. Tahat asher lo avadeta, because you didn't worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu with love. Besimcha v'tuv levav, with joy and a happy heart. He said that if a person wants to reach, to have wisdom, to study Torah with joy and happiness, when he fulfilled that mitzvah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help him and provide him with what? With all the wisdom that he needs. That means, let's summarize it for a second. If a person wants to have wisdom, if a person wants to become smart, want to know the secret of the Torah, say Ari HaKadosh, I'll give you the remedy. You know what is the remedy? That when you're doing the mitzvah, when you daven, when you do any mitzvah, you're doing it with joy and happiness. When you go to put tefillin, you're doing it with joy and happiness. He said that's what's going to help you to receive all the secret of the Torah. Kadosh Baruch Hu then will give you wisdom, then will give you chokhmah, all the things that you need. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that Kadosh Baruch Hu will give us wisdom, will give us chokhmah, and will make us love the Torah the same like we love money. That if each one of us will work hard in the Torah the same like he worked for his living, our life going to look different. Our wisdom will be different. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would bless us with a lot of seichel, with a lot of chokhmah, with a lot of joy, with a lot of happiness, with whatever we're doing for the sake of heaven. And then Be'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will see us, so he will send us peacefully Mashiach. That means that we're asking for Mashiach, but we want him to come peaceful, not with sorrows and headache. And Be'ezrat Hashem will merit to see it speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Rabotai, I hope that you enjoy the shi'ur. Those of you that want to ask question, now it's the time. Please unmute the microphone and I'll try to answer question. Bechavod. Erev Tov, Antonio.
We say every morning, Yivdilet Hashem b'simcha in davening, in Psalm 100, every morning.
Nachon. No. So what's the hidush? No.
So we must be, we say we must be happy, we must always be happy when we serve Hashem.
Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu already telling us, if you daven with simcha, that's the key for prosperity, key for joy, key for peace in life, key for wisdom, key for everything. That means when we daven b'simcha. You understand the hidush here?
Yeah.
Antonio. Any other question, Rabotai? Who have question, Rabotai? Bechavod.
All right.
Oh, Jeffrey, Bechavod.
Just waiting.
I waited for you. I waited for you. Yes.
Wow.
Sorry, I keep banging the camera. Sorry.
Right, no problem. It is not easy. It's when one talks about it. Oh, daven with simcha, and you did this. And when you're in the middle of a crisis that you're begging, it's very hard to beg and do it with simcha. It's very hard. It's that when things are really tragic and tough and really in crisis, very, very difficult to do it. You do it with anguish. You're beseeching Hashem to daven with joy and happiness when things are not that joy and happy. Afterwards, when it's all resolved, you look back, you can see it was all done for the good and you're happy about it. But at that time, it's very hard to daven with that simcha and joy. Yes, when things are good, it's easy to do that. It's easy. So when there's things are like, and with us, with our B'nai Yisrael at the moment, to daven with simcha, you daven with. It's not with simcha. You daven with begging.
Let me put it like this. Sometimes we wake up with a heavy head. We can't focus. Sometimes these things that bothering us, and you can't focus on it at all. Stay, Ari HaKadosh. That's the hidush. Dafka in those difficult times, you should try to overcome that feeling. And if you manage to overcome your worries, you manage to overcome your sorrows, you manage to overcome your heavy head, the headache, whatever is it, that's when you have to understand that you one step closer to more, to learn the secret of the Torah, to learn and to receive more wisdom. That's the hidush, I think.
No, I hear what you're saying, Rob. I hear what you're saying, and
it's not easy. It's
on
not
a daily
easy.
basis we can do it. Well, on a daily basis, it's not every day we have tremendous crises and we have it in our lives. But at the moment of crisis, it's very, very hard to do it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. But that's the hidush.
Thank Hashem for the situation. He knows how to resolve it. But
that's the hidush. The dafka on that time, the thing is hard and we have a challenge, we have to remember. That's the hidush. You understand? When we have those challenges, when we have those difficult dafka on this time, that's when we should do it b'simcha. Dafka when I have a meeting and I'm finished the shul 5 5 minutes before the meeting, and I'm stressed with time. You have to say to yourself like this: who given me this meeting? Who organized for me the meeting? Who was the one that connected me? Kadosh Baruch Hu. So why am I worried? It's very hard concept, a very difficult concept, but that's the Hidush, I think. You follow, Ellen? Jeffrey?
Yep. Yeah.
It's not easy, but we have to have the faith of the Emunah. That if HaKadosh Baruch Hu given us that challenge, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that put us in that situation, He knows what He's doing. And if I have that challenge, if I overcome it, I've grown.
Yeah, when you finally see things, whether it's a day, a week ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, at the time it was like a disaster, but 9 times out of 10, you can actually see that it was only for our good at that time.
Only for good. Only for good.
Yeah. The other point was the question that we will be supreme over the nations. And you made a point of it. It's not just over the nations, but nations, cultured nations, people that are intelligent, they're intellectuals, that are cultured, over cultured people, because we are cultured. We are cultured. But it just shows in every single country we've been exiled to, the Jews have risen to the top. They have risen in every country. And the contributions, that's what I think, for me, it means that when we be supreme, we're not better, it will be above, to be able to pull the people with us, to be an example, to bring wealth and to bring civilization. That's what we do. We bring culture. We bring a civilization and culture and a way of living. We bring our Torah. We bring it to wherever we go. And that infiltrates in all the people, the cultured nations that we go to. They see it and they know. And that's why a lot of religions have followed us. They followed us in believing in God, in the one God. Because they see the merits. And we've done our job in most of the countries. And God has done it for us.
That's
So we're very, very excited. It's very exciting for us that we should only continue, and we should only be, as you say, in unity. And when we do that together, we do it with love. You just said the 5 words with Moshe, and they mentioned it, and you take the first letters, the acronym, with love. And this is it. And not always easy to do things with love. It's not always easy.
No. That's the Hidush, that sometimes we have to do it, and we're not doing it with love.
Yeah.
But if we do it with love, because I know that we have a different opinion, I know that I don't agree with your opinion, but I have to respect you.
Yeah.
That's the Hidush.
Scare.
Okay. Any other question? Thank you, Jeffrey. Any other question, Rabotai? No. Okay, Rabotai, I would like to wish all of you a beautiful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Then I hope that it's given you a different way to look at Parashat Tavo. Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll meet again next week, Thursday, Be'ezrat Hashem. In the meantime, I would like to wish all of you Shabbat Shalom, a safe and a peaceful week here in Eretz Israel, and to the Jews all over the world. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorechet. To all Am Israel. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Let's go.